Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
And good morning on this Friday morning. It's great to be with you. I'm Ronnie Elijah.
Hi, everybody. I'm Deanna Knox. Hey, Ryan, good to see you. You're at home as well. It is indeed Friday morning. A look now at the top stories we're following today. Right now, a peeper on the prowl where a man was seen on camera peeking in some windows.
Plus, an Orlando City Commissioner getting a ticket and not happy about it. What exactly she was accused of doing.
So we're going to talk about all of that in just a moment. But first, live team coverage ahead of a major winter storm. Amanda Ruiz live at Orlando International Airport ahead of what could be a travel nightmare for millions of passengers. But first, Fox 35 storm team meteorologist Brooks Carter tracking the system as it moves across the Hey, Brooks, good morning.
Yeah, Danielle, you're right. This is a big system, and it's going to have big impacts, probably the biggest winter storm of the season. If you have any flights coming up this weekend and early next week out of Orlando, well, we are not going to have any semblance of wintry weather here because it'll be in the 80s this weekend. Many of our flights have connections through the major hubs of Dallas, Charlotte, Atlanta, Washington, New York, Boston, and all of those hubs will have massive cancellation and delays, which will no doubt trickle down here in Orlando. We could see a lot of really heavy snow and freezing rain. I'll show you everything about this so you can plan accordingly if you have any travel plans or loved ones in those cities. But it's going to be one of those big storms that a lot of folks in Florida are happy to be here to avoid. 58 degrees right now in downtown Orlando. If you've retired to Florida and you lived up in the Northeast or in the Midwest, this is the kind of weather where you probably remember feeling a little jealous that it was so warm down in the Sunshine State while you were enduring the pains of winter. Well, right now we're looking at pretty quiet conditions across the region. Fox 35 storm tracker radar. A couple showers up here in the Panhandle. It's all associated with that system developing. We're going to track this as ultimately its cold front comes our way for Monday, bringing in some cooler weather for the middle of next week. But before all that happens, we are sitting pretty with 80s in the forecast for this weekend. Right now it's 58 degrees in Orlando, 49 in Ocala. We're on the way today to the 70s. A little bit of fog up here across the northern sections. We'll talk about this, but there may be some patchy fog developing. Let's get you out the door though on this January the 23rd. We're going to go from 57 at 7 with some patchy fog to 74 by 11. We've got a beautiful forecast this weekend. It's hard to believe that the weather's going to be so bad. Just one state north of us when you see the 7-day forecast. All right, let's get a check on our Skyfox traffic this morning. The latest with Jessica. Hey there.
Hey, good morning. I want to let you know that things have been looking and moving along pretty well this morning. Haven't seen a whole lot in the way of issues. I want to show you this because it looks like in Lake Mary we could see a little bit of that fog that's hanging off the shoulder a little bit. Also, clearly my voice is still waking up, but that's okay. We're still looking at traffic that's moving along very nicely, not seeing any sort of delays at this point in time. If you're heading from Deltona to downtown, 22-minute commute, so we're in the green, looking nice this morning, not seeing any sort of major issues or slowdowns, so that's some good news there. That's a live view of one of our FDOT cameras over the St. Johns River Bridge. Taking a live view of Champions Gate to downtown, about a 22-minute commute for you this morning, and we're looking at traffic that's moving along pretty well as in that particular stretch. So we'll let you know if that changes throughout the rest of the morning, but until then, I will send it back over to you, Danielle and Ryan.
All right, Jessica Brooks, thanks. A lot to cover here. The winter storm moving across the country is going to cause a lot of travel issues over the weekend, maybe beyond as well. So you're taking a live look right now. This is it. Flight delays and cancellations from FlightAware. We're expecting this number to grow. Amanda Ruiz joining us from Orlando International Airport with how MCO is preparing. And Amanda, we're going to have good weather, but we'll certainly be impacted.
Good morning. Yes, the weather here and the issues here are not coming from Orlando. I mean, Brooks made that abundantly clear, but it's where the planes are coming from and where they are going that's going to be the problem, as this major winter storm is coming for a large part of the country. And so bottom line, if you're traveling here in MCO and you have any flights, especially on the Sunday and Monday days, you're going to want to make sure you're on top of your flight. Plan ahead and just make sure you're staying safe and making sure you're looking at your ticket before you head out. I'll send it back to you in studio.
All right, Amanda, good information. Thanks so much. Happening now, as Amanda mentioned, several airlines, they're issuing travel waivers for passengers to change their flights without any fees or penalties. Delta has canceled flights in 5 states. The airline has issued 2 waivers, one for the East, one for the Southeast. Southwest has issued waivers to nearly 50 airports. Other airlines offering waivers include American, United, Spirit, and Frontier. And you can find up-to-date alerts and extended coverage on this winter storm and travel delays on our free new Fox Local app. It's very easy to download by just simply scanning that QR code you see right there on your screen.
Want to get to an update now. A local elementary school is going to turn into a first-of-its-kind public charter school. It's happening at Orange Center Elementary, which is near Camping World Stadium. Now, the decision was left up to parents, and a majority of them said yes to that plan. They will now have a partnership between Orange County Public Schools and a nonprofit called Lift Orlando. Orange Center was originally a STEM magnet school, but this change adds the arts also, making it a STEAM school. That stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics. Spells out STEAM. By 2029, the school will evolve to a K-9 STEAM academy. Right now, police need your help finding a peeping Tom. This person was caught on camera in Sanford. So police sharing doorbell video showing the man peering into the front window of a home near Laurel Avenue and 12th Street. This happened back on December 23rd, about 12:30 in the morning. Police say it's not the first time this suspect was last seen draped in a green blanket with a duck logo. The homeowner said she just wants this to end.
Have one incident where you can see him on camera pulling out a digital camera, like he was trying to take pictures. Leave me alone. I mean, I just want my peace back. I want to feel safe in my own home.
Yeah, Sanford police say if you recognize the man seen in these videos, if you got any information about his whereabouts, give them a call.
505 developing now. An Orlando City Commissioner is contesting a ticket, but police say she broke the law after the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, and there is some new video that shows Shan Rose getting that ticket. Take a look.
You're impeding the flow of traffic, ma'am. I need you to move your vehicle. The road is blocked right there.
You hear how aggressive he's getting, Chief? I'm the commissioner. I live in Paramore. You can't tell me I can't go home. Y'all impeding traffic. You're not even making people, you're not even allowing me to go straight.
Nobody's going that way, ma'am.
Police wrote up that ticket accusing Commissioner Rose of impeding traffic and refusing to follow a temporary traffic pattern during a road closure. The officer on the scene told the commissioner that she was blocking cars from leaving the game. As you heard there, the officer told her an alternative route to get around that to her home. We ended up speaking to Commissioner Rose.
And I said, but what if I don't have a toll pass? And he's like, oh, well, you'll just get on the road and they'll send you a pay-by-plate. And I'm like, so here we are forcing residents. Again, think about the disenfranchised, the community, and you're forcing people on a highway, right? There are some people who hate highways, are scared of highways, who live in the local community, and you're forcing them on a highway.
We reached out to OPD for comment, but have not yet heard back. Right. 9 minutes now after the 5 o'clock hour. Coming up next on Good Day Orlando on this Friday, it is time, not really, because it's not up for TikTok. The U.S. and TikTok's Chinese parent company just finalized a deal.
It's been a long movie if you write a movie about this. Details on the changes you could see on the app coming up. And Fox 35 sits down exclusively with the man armed with a toolbox and who saved a boy, a 13-year-old, at a bus stop. What he says was running through his mind when he stepped in. Probably couldn't believe what he saw. Let's check in with Brooks, because Brooks, a lot of people up north, they're not going to believe what they can see this weekend as well.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, right? We're going to see so much Arctic air and just a huge, almost like nationwide snowstorm. We're going to miss that one. We'll talk all about it, what this means for flight and travel impacts here in Florida coming up.
Jennifer Kessie vanished without a trace.
This was her home here in Orlando, the last place she was seen alive.
Decades passed, but secrets remained.
This is not good. Something's really wrong here.
Her family never gave up.
I miss her every single day.
Whoever did this, are they the luckiest criminal alive?
Now, the breakthrough that could unravel it all. Fox 35 Docs presents Jennifer Kessie, 20 years later, tonight at 7.
Welcome back on this Friday morning. It is 5:13. I want to get to a Fox 35 exclusive now. We're hearing from the hero who saved that 13-year-old being attacked at a bus stop.
The Good Samaritan saw that boy was being choked by a homeless man, and so he grabbed his toolbox and hit the suspect in the head. Fox 35's Chris Lindsay shows us what the hero in this case has to say.
I love that. We need many more Josephs out there for sure. What a difference. My goodness.
His instincts kicked in, he said, which is interesting. Let's talk about a good thing. Let's talk about not so good thing, the weather that we're going to be experiencing. Not us, but we're going to feel it. I would rather feel the residuals than the actual impacts, right?
We're enjoying Florida in the winter.
I know.
Poor New England, Midwest, even the South is going to get it this time.
Yeah. So many people.
It's going to be bad.
It's going to be gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got this huge stripe of freezing rain from Dallas to Atlanta, and then there's a huge snowstorm shaping up from as far south as Louisville and as far north as Maine. So it's going to be a big deal for us. We're on the warm side, like mid 80s this weekend.
Turn the heater off.
Yeah, the heater's off, the AC's on. You may feel guilty looking at the news, but you'd never know that this crazy winter storm was happening from the perspective of your neighborhood pool. 58 degrees right now downtown Orlando. We've got Lake Fairview shot here with the palm trees looking really nice. 58 degrees here. Just beautiful morning this morning. Noticeably more mild than it's been, and a warm day is on the way. We've got a couple of showers offshore on Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar. That's where they'll stay. 52 in the Villages right now. We've got 64 degrees as you head to Cocoa Beach. So things are warming up out there. Now there will be a couple of areas of fog. We're seeing that in Flagler County right now, but it's all par for the course as we see temperatures warming up and also the humidity levels rising a little bit. 64 degrees by 8, 69 degrees by 10 o'clock, and we're on the way today to the middle and upper 70s to near 80 degrees. Forecasting a high today of 80 in Orlando, 80 in St. Cloud, 81 in Kissimmee. Can you imagine being on the airplane coming out of Chicago and they announce the current temperature in Orlando is 80 degrees? There will be applause on the arriving flights today because there's a huge winter storm associated with a huge Arctic outbreak in the Midwest. Right now, winter storm warnings, meaning it's imminent, it's impending, in effect from Pittsburgh all the way to basically El Paso. I mean, this is a huge, huge storm. This means that heavy snow, heavy sleet and ice, travel impeded for, I think the number was 250 million people under these warnings. That's like, there's only 100 million left in the country before you get the whole population. So really heavy snow across the Northeast through Monday with a widespread 1.5 feet. That's huge for that area. Could be the biggest storm of the season. A lot of freezing rain all the way south and west from as far north as DC to Oklahoma City to Texas, and plain old rain south of that. But we're gonna take a deeper dive into those impacts. Bottom line for us though is that it's just gonna be a hot weekend. I mean, highs on Sunday will be closer to 90 than they will be to 80 here in Florida. Can you imagine that? Because right now it's minus 21 in Minneapolis, minus 20 in Fargo. True Arctic air surging southward right now in that contrast in temperatures. That battle of the seasons is what's producing this big storm system. And as the system moves into the Northeast on Monday, bringing with all that heavy snow and freezing rain, we're going to have its attendant cold front swing through on Monday, bringing with it a few showers and briefly cooler weather as we head into the middle of next week, but not anything like what they're going to see up north. This weekend's going to be great for the Rolex 24 Daytona. I mean, they could not have ordered up better weather with temperatures in the 70s Saturday to near 80 on Sunday. All right, here's the 7-day forecast. Look at that, 86 degrees on Sunday. You got to be kidding me. Wow. That's really warm. Our typical high, 72. We'll see 70 on Monday with that cold front, 58 on Tuesday, and then moderating back into the 60s as we head toward the end of next week. It will be cooler next week, but nowhere near as cold or impactful as what will happen just one state north. Atlanta could see a lot of freezing rain. There's going to be a lot of delays and cancellations to the flights starting this weekend and continuing probably till the middle of next week. Well, it's time for Snap the Sun. If you're stuck here in Florida, there are worse places to be. Just ask Mike in Leesburg with this beautiful shot of the sun. We'd love to share your photos of the sun. Go to fox35orlando.com/snap or scan that QR code. All right, Jessica, good morning. Oh boy, imagine doing the traffic on the morning in Atlanta or anywhere north of here.
Oh no, I'd rather not actually. We have enough as it is, I think. But here's a live view overlooking downtown Orlando, the Mousetrap, where we can see I-4 and 408, the interchange there, and things are moving along at a good pace. Just a handful of cars out there, so not seeing much in the way of significant issues for us this morning, which is what we hope to see and really what we expect at this dark and early hour. But if you're heading off to maybe some of the airports, I have a feeling it's going to be a popular place to be as we head into the weekend, maybe trying to hop on an earlier flight. You're looking at drive times that are in the green and just about on time across the board as well. So if you're heading from the beach line or Turnpike 417, you're looking good this morning in the green. All right, let's get a look at some of our gas prices with Pump Patrol for you on this Friday morning. This is a great deal. $2.64 at the Citgo. You can find this in Umatilla. This is going to be on South Central Avenue. Again, that's $2.64 at the Citgo in Umatilla. And then be sure to stay with us. We have much more Good Day Orlando coming up next after the break. We'll see you soon.
Join us for Celebrate Lunar 2026.
Get your tickets now.
Let's check the Business Watch. Had that really down day Tuesday. We're starting to get most of that back. Markets finished higher again Thursday. All three major indexes across the board, each closing more than 0.5% higher. All right, coming up on Good Day Orlando, changes coming to Volusia County buses.
So find out which routes will be switched up just ahead. Plus, the catch of a lifetime, how this crew ended up with a great white shark. Taking a live look for our downtown camera this morning, you are overlooking the highway there. I-4 moving very well this morning. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Snap the Sun is sponsored by Orlando Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Live from Fox 30 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to Fox 35 News. This is Good Day Orlando on a Friday morning. We so enjoy you being here with us this morning. It's good to see you. I'm Danielle Mott.
Dee, I like the energy you bring with that Friday announcement. I think all of you do as well. Good morning on this Friday morning. Good to be with you. Got a lot to bring you. The search for an Orlando woman enters its 20th year. How her family continues to fight for answers. First, though, a winter storm that could impact millions of Americans. We've got live team coverage. How local crews are stepping in for mutual aid. Let's start right now with Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner tracking this, a very big system. Brooks, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. We're tracking this because there will be a lot of travel trouble starting this weekend right through next week, even here in Orlando, mostly by flight. But as far as the weather goes, we're exempt. Florida stepping aside, letting winter pass us by. We're going to be in the 80s this weekend. Hard to believe. What a contrast. 58 at Lake Fairview. Today will be day one in the 80s. Our high today, 80 degrees. Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar. We've got a couple of showers way offshore, but no rain right now around the region. And no rain expected till basically Monday when we'll have a few showers passing through. It's 64 at Cocoa Beach, 53 in the Villages, and there are a few areas of what could be some patchy fog trying to develop in inland Flagler County as well as north of Lake Okeechobee once you get south of Yeehaw Junction on the Turnpike. Your wake-up weather featuring some areas of fog, but otherwise just a really pleasant start to the day. A light sweatshirt at the bus stop on this Friday will be a good bet. We'll warm up to 69 by 10, and we're on the way to 80 this afternoon. Coming up, we'll talk about this massive winter storm, which by far is the biggest one we've seen so far this winter. And it really represents the contrast between this tropical air over Florida and pure Arctic air over the upper Midwest. This is going to have far-reaching travel implications. If you're here on vacation, heading home, or you have any business travel or what have you, there will be a lot of delays and cancellations. All right, we'll talk all about it. First of all, let's get to work or school this morning. Hopefully no delays or cancellations. Can you cancel the trip to school or work, Jessica, if there's a lot of traffic? Can you just say, hey, it's canceled?
I'm sure people probably would like to do that. I'm sure if you're stuck in I-4 long enough, that's probably been a thought I've had before. But when it comes to incidents this morning, I will say some good news is that we don't have much to worry about this morning. So far, so good. I haven't been seeing a whole lot in the way of issues or delays as far as incidents, slowdowns go, not even any sort of construction to be concerned about in terms of causing delays there. It looks like maybe a little bit of fog trying to get going near Lake Mary from our Lake Mary tower cam, but not enough to really limit visibility by any means. It's just making the camera look a little hazier, but you can see traffic is moving along at a very nice pace. So that's a good some good news for you this morning. Lake Mary Boulevard to Colonial Drive, we're in great shape heading into downtown Orlando. You're looking at around a 12-minute drive, so no slowdowns there. That's what we hope and want to see this bright and early and dark and early, I guess you could say, on a Friday morning. Champions Gate to downtown, 22 minutes. You can see traffic is moving along just fine near US 192. All right, it's 5:32. I will send it back over to you, Danielle and Ryan.
All right, Jessica, thanks. Right now, several states across the eastern U.S. really preparing for that major winter storm that they were both talking about.
Absolutely. Many power crews are preparing to help other areas in need, including a crew from Orlando Utilities Commission. Fox 35's Marley Capper is joining us now this morning with more on why local power crews are preparing to travel to South Carolina. And Marley, as we say good morning to you, obviously we know this could be bad, and so it is better to be prepared.
Danielle, Ryan, good morning to both of you. Yes, prepare for the worst and expect the best, right? OUC is going to be sending out 17 people in a crew. Let me step out. They are preparing this morning as we speak. Crews are arriving. They're getting their trucks loaded and ready to go to South Carolina. So crews are going to be heading out around 6 a.m. We're working right now to get an interview with them to just kind of talk about their prep. When we had hurricanes a few years ago, we were here. We talked to them as well as they got sent out to Tennessee and to other places. So this is common for them to do this, and we appreciate that they're working hard to not just support our area, but just to also support our neighboring states. So we'll check back in with you guys in a little bit and see if we were able to get a quick interview with them before they head on the road this morning. But for now, we'll send things back to you.
Yeah, stepping up to help others. Marley, thanks. Right now, preparations, by the way, being made in over a dozen states ahead of that storm.
Fox 35's Jessica Dobson joining us live in studio this morning with what we can expect. And Jess, as we say good morning to you, we can expect it to be pretty bad.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a massive winter storm. So this is going to start today and stretch 2,000 miles across the country, lasting through the weekend from Arizona to New Mexico to even upstate New York. They started treating the roads as early as last night. So this is a big storm that we're going to be talking about, especially with the power outages, as Marley was saying. So we'll continue to keep you up to date all throughout today and the weekend. I'll send it back over to you all at the desk.
Jessica, thanks. They are bracing for the worst. Well, today marks 20 years, by the way, since Jennifer Kessie's disappearance.
And her family has been dealing with this pain ever since she disappeared in Orlando back in 2006. Fox 35's Garrett Weimer spoke with them.
Well, Good Day Orlando is going to have extended coverage of the 20th anniversary of Jennifer's disappearance. At 7:45, we're going to talk with Orlando Police Chief Orlando Berlone. We heard him in that piece. And then at 8:15, Jennifer's parents, Drew and Joyce, they will also be joining us to discuss the latest details on that case coming up today on Good Day Orlando. Tonight, Fox 35 is going to have a half-hour special on the latest in the search for Jennifer Kessie. That is tonight at 7 p.m. on Fox 35. Well, developing right now, 30 EMT workers hit with a bill.
And some told us their own Volusia County tens of thousands of dollars is what they allegedly owe, and the county says it's due to an error in payroll. Volusia County says it's been overpaying certain employees since September of 2023, and now they're legally bound to collect that money back. But the EMTs say that they're already living paycheck to paycheck, and so they simply can't afford another big bill.
Trying to pay for a mortgage and pay for your kids and food and baby food and diapers and all the other things that, parents have to pay for. Now you're going to take an additional almost $500 a month out of my paycheck. Like, people can't afford that.
The county says they are working with the employees affected to set reasonable arrangements and avoid financial hardship. 5:39, this story new this morning. Several route changes are coming to Volusia County. VoTrans is eliminating and replacing some of its routes beginning on March 1st. And so you can see just some of those changes right there on your screen. Flyers will be available on all VoTran buses with more information.
Well, the old citrus packing plant in Winter Garden getting a makeover. City leaders approved renovations for a building. The goal is to turn the former plant into a multi-use place. That includes shopping, art, and food hall. All right, coming up on Good Day Orlando, a once-in-a-lifetime catch.
I mean, you probably only want to do it once, right? One crew reels in a great white shark off the coast of Fort Lauderdale. The dramatic fight that made the boat feel like it was going sideways. All right, taking a live look through our downtown camera as we move forward on this Friday morning. It is 5:41 and you are watching Good Day Orlando right here on Fox 35. Good morning, everybody. We'll be right back.
Witness history. Fox 35 wants to send you to the World Center of Racing for the Daytona 500, February 15th. Visit fox35orlando.com for your chance to win tickets to the Great American Race, the Daytona 500, only on Fox 35. Enter now.
Your voice matters. The 407 is your place to share your story and your community.
These little acts of kindness.
Meet me at 4 on the 407.
Good Day Orlando, sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome back, 5:45 this morning. A new round of peace talks beginning today to end the war in Ukraine. Let's go live to Washington, D.C. to talk about this and a number of other topics with Doug Lazar. Doug, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, we leave it there for today. If I don't see you again, Doug, have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thanks, you too.
That is Doug Lazar live in Washington this morning. Let's get to Brooks Garner, where we're watching the weather here and really all around the country. Morning, Brooks.
Yeah, good morning, Ryan. Beautiful weekend ahead here in Florida with high temperatures in the 80s, and it's going to be arguably hot on Sunday. All the while heating up across the country with an ice storm and a snowstorm. It's a huge climate contrast, and it's happening just up the road from us here in Florida. Live view, Lake Fairview. It's almost 60 degrees already. We're on the way to 80 today. A couple of showers offshore, but Fox 35 storm tracker radar is otherwise quiet, as it will be for the rest rest of the day today. We're in the middle and upper 40s right now from Gainesville to Ocala. In Orlando and Kissimmee, we're close to 60, and we're in the mid 60s right now at Cocoa Beach. A little bit of fog registering in inland sections of Flagler County. I have not been able to locate up on the cameras. There's a lot of DOT cams there, but there may be a couple of spots. Also, in probably more impactfully, once you get up toward the Lake Okeechobee area, especially down the Florida Turnpike, there's going to be some fog this morning. All right, the big weather story nationwide is this, and this is going to affect travel here in Florida because a lot of hubs, including Dallas, Atlanta, Washington, New York, will be impacted by a winter storm. A lot of winter storm warnings, and in pink here, ice storm warnings, winter storm watches for the Northeast. Bottom line, huge winter storm, probably the biggest of the season, is developing right now, and it hits tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday across the country, while we're sitting here in the 80s. An ice storm warning is in effect now from Monroe, Louisiana, up through Tupelo, Mississippi, and into areas east of Memphis, where upwards of an inch of ice could happen, as well as northeast of Atlanta, and that could cause massive power outages and make travel impossible. Meanwhile, just for contrast, here we are in Orlando today, topping out at 80 degrees. So a lot of folks are really going to be sweating it this weekend, worrying about power outages and travel, and we're just going to be sweating it at the pool or the beach or fishing. 59 degrees right now at the bus stop, so a light sweatshirt this morning, then up to 80 this afternoon for a really pleasant day today. Now, in the big picture, the same system bringing all that bad weather to the Northeast is going to come our way on Monday as a cold front that may produce a couple of showers on Monday, anywhere from the wee hours of the morning through about lunchtime before the system starts to clear away. It'll usher in cooler weather for the middle of next week and overall a cooler setup. So, I mean, this really warm weather. High temperatures Sunday are going to probably tie the record high for the date, but that'll be history. We'll get back to a more reasonable winter setup for us, minus all that winter weather, just cooler. So for the Daytona Rolex 24, I mean, it really couldn't be better. We'll be in the low to mid 70s Saturday and up around 80 on Sunday. Just to give you an idea of the temperatures around the region. On Saturday, we'll be at 13 in OKC, 21 Memphis, 31 Raleigh, 80 here. And on Sunday, 86 degrees here, 31 in Charlotte, 21 in Memphis. We'll take a deep dive into snow totals and ice totals coming up in the next half hour. First off, though, let's talk about the forecast. 80 today and tomorrow, 86 Sunday, and then looking at a chance for rain Monday, followed by cooler weather. Well, it's Garner's Garden time. This is a shot from Luann in Orlando of a night blooming cactus. That is beautiful. All right, Jessica, hopefully the traffic is as pretty.
Well, so far, really, for a Friday morning, it hasn't been too bad. I don't want to jinx us, though. We know how quickly things can unravel. But when it comes to I-4 heading eastbound, moving in from US 27, we know that this is usually where we see lots of backups, at least at some point in this camera angle and vantage point. But so far, so good. Traffic looks good from Champions Gate to Celebration. You can definitely see that there are more cars out there near the attractions, but things are moving along at a good pace, and then that's going to be true all the way into downtown Orlando at this point. So we will take it. All of that is some great news for you. If you're heading from US 27 to downtown Orlando, your drive time reflects that nicely. So that's looking at a 25-minute drive time for you on this Friday morning, heading eastbound on I-4. If you're maybe taking some of the toll roads, those are in pretty good shape too. From St. Cloud to I-4, if you're heading northbound on the Turnpike, you're looking good at 14 minutes. So right on time there as well. And we'll let you know of any changes, but hopefully we have an easy-going Friday morning. All right, I'll send it back over to you, Danielle and Ryan.
All right, Jessica, sounds good. Next up, Florida homeowners could get some relief. How voters could decide on the state's next property tax cuts. The latest from Tallahassee coming up.
Today's Weather Baby is sponsored by attorney Dan Newlin.
Thank you for watching Good Day Orlando every morning.
For the news you need.
Your forecast for the day ahead.
Join us every morning on Fox 35.
Well, news out of the state capitol for Florida homeowners. Lawmakers have pushed through some property tax cut ideas that might be up for a vote this year. The Ways and Means Committee approving a measure that would increase the homestead exemption by $100,000 over the next decade. It would also phase out non-school property taxes. Supporters say the goal is to give local government time to adjust to the elimination of property taxes. Opponents say property tax cuts could lead to the end of some government services while also shifting the tax burden to renters and businesses. If the measure is approved by lawmakers, voters would get the final say this November.
Over the last several years, property tax burdens have increased sharply at a time when Floridians are struggling with inflation, high insurance costs, and record level government spending.
We are telling our voters we are going to eliminate their property taxes and give them savings. Savings doesn't come when you take the money out of their back pocket instead of their front pocket. There is no savings.
Again, if the measure is approved by lawmakers, voters will get that final say in November.
5 before the hour now and caught on camera. A once-in-a-lifetime catch. I mean, literally. Listen to this. A great white was reeled in by some fishermen. It happened about 1.5 miles off the coast of Fort Lauderdale. Check it out.
Yeah, baby! Marty, my darling! Tax and release! Woo!
That yeah, baby, spoken by a true fisherman who was happy about catching a great white. Obviously, this catch was not easy. They said the lines were, quote, screaming, and it made the boat feel like it was going sideways.
It was exhausting. It was exhausting. The adrenaline rush itself, my shoulder feels like it's going to fall off, fighting them twice. We were both on it, taking turns, tagging in and out, keeping it going.
The fight lasted just about 1.5 hours. We should add here, though, the great whites are a highly protected species, and so after the shark was measured and tagged, it was released back into the ocean with quite a tale to tell.
No doubt about that. Put up quite a fight, too.
Yeah, exactly. A lot more ahead this morning right here on Fox 35.
We are moving into Good Day Orlando at 6 o'clock. Coming your way right after the break. Stay with us.